Hi, this is Lori Ann Rickard from My Health Spin. Welcome to our Periscope viewers. Today we're going to talk a little bit about breastfeeding. As many of you know, I'm a single mother with two girls, and this was one of my challenges when my youngest was born because she was born with a life-threatening illness. And my doctor recommended, actually, her surgeon recommended that I breastfeed her for a year uh, while she was going through a variety of surgeries. I was quite surprised by that. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that I argued with him a little bit since I had a 2-year-old at that time and I had breastfed her for 3 months while I was on maternity leave and just kind of weaned that off so that I didn't have to worry about breastfeeding at work. And I think one of the first things that I'd suggest that was actually very helpful to me is to just have an open discussion with your doctor about breastfeeding, whether it's your personal doctor or your pediatrician, or like in my case, my daughter's surgeon. Really spend some time learning for yourself the pros and cons of breastfeeding. I can tell you that there's lots of women that, for a lot of different reasons, can't breastfeed. And, there's no shame in that. I'm, very supportive of women being supportive of each other. And I think sometimes we get into this little argument back and forth about, who's taking care of their child best and who's breastfeeding and who's eating, eye of newt and who's, having rosewood for breakfast or whatever it is. And I think, you have to find what's best for you. And I think no matter what you end up deciding for your own personal self, it really has to be a personal decision. And you shouldn't have to worry about what your mom says or what your aunt says or what your husband says. And I can tell you that in my own personal experience, I was going through a divorce right after my second daughter was born. And that was a real bone of contention between my soon-to-be ex-husband and I. He really kind of would give me a lot of guilt about breastfeeding and what I was doing for the baby. And it wasn't particularly helpful to me, even though I decided that that's what I, in fact, ended up doing and did breastfeed her for a year. So I would strongly suggest for you as a woman to do your own research, find the resources that you find that are comfortable. But don't worry if other people have a different point of view because it really is a very personal decision. And this is also where I think having a really good doctor that has an open mind is a good thing too, because there's a lot of struggles. You may be having postpartum depression. You may just be really tired, as I was with two girls that were within 24 months of each other, and you don't need any more stress. So I think talking to your doctor is a really good idea. If in fact you think about the fact that you'd like to breastfeed, I think it's also really helpful to talk to your doctor about the pros and cons of what you should eat during that period. Because, and your doctor obviously is the best source for this information, but just like when you were pregnant and what you were eating was going into the baby as well as you, remember that even though after you've had that baby, if you're gonna let the baby breastfeed, that what you're eating and drinking is going to impact the baby as well. And so you want to make sure that you know how that impacts the baby. Also, another great thing about breastfeeding is that during a certain period of time, you're able to give the baby some of the antibodies that you have in your system that can protect against a lot of different things. So again, talk to your doctor and find out what's best for you. You should also know that, there's not any real hard and fast rules as to how long you breastfeed. With my older daughter, I only breastfed for 3.5 months. For my younger daughter, I breastfed 18 months. I know people that have breastfed a lot longer than that. So again, you have to find out what you think is right for you. We're going to have in our blog on Thursday a follow-up to this conversation. We'd love to have your questions and comments. Please go to our blog at myhealthspin.com. And if you like this information, please go on our Facebook page and like it and share it with your friends and neighbors. As always, I love talking to you and I love hearing from you. Have a great day.